A walking simulator can sound and be really boring. That's why you need to approach it with a different mindset. A mindset that will let you enjoy every aspect of the game, no matter how little gameplay mechanics it has. The story of Fort Solis is set on Mars. There, you are called upon to investigate a mysterious distress call coming from an old station. What was supposed to be a routine checkup quickly turns into something way sinister. Hi guys, this is Jay. The thing that I find to be the most interesting in games are usually their mechanics and how the player evolves and learns to go through adversity. Here, none of that is present. Here, you are walking, picking up things, reading, and talking yourself through the story. So, everything is pretty much done for you. With the exception of some questionable QuickTime events. There is no difficulty curve, no intricate combat mechanics, and no customization. So now you're probably saying, Jay, why the fuck would I play something like that? Well, in my opinion, the game actually has 3 solid pillars that make the story interesting and keeps you engaged throughout the whole thing. But as I said, you have to allow yourself to see and enjoy those things. Take a step back and give your mind the chance to immerse itself into the world. And I know that it can be difficult in an era that is dominated by high-octane and fast-paced games. But just leave your Call of Duty mindset by the door for now. You'll thank me later. The first of the pillars is the storytelling and the environment. 2 things that go hand in hand in most games, and this one is no different. In fact, it relies on it heavily to give the player some clues about what is going on in the station. Since this is a mystery thriller, the environment is pretty ominous, which sets the mood for the game very well. The desolated state of the station makes you feel very alone and isolated. The only exception to this is the banter between you and your shift partner, which we'll come back to later. The majority of the elements you interact with make you understand that something terrible happened here. It is a bit as if you are interacting with the past, trying to piece together the events that happened on the station. This is nothing new in the video game sphere, but this particular game does it very well. Accessing workspaces make you understand what these people were working on and what each craft was responsible of. Reading notes gives you an insight into what they were researching, and listening to audio logs and videos makes you experience their day-to-day as well as their emotions. All of these elements fit together like a puzzle, and the more pieces you get, the more interesting it becomes. A lot of the things mentioned are optional, which means you can finish the game having touched a very minimal amount of that stuff. In my opinion, if you forgo these components, you are seriously hindering your ability to enjoy this type of game.
Look at that little guy go.
How's the search going?
With little gameplay components being present, this is where the good stuff is at. This is why I say that you need to let yourself be absorbed by the game. Let it do its thing and enjoy the experience that this team has crafted for you. A bit like a movie, if you will. This brings us to the second pillar, the voice acting and the cast, which is where the shift in your mindset really needs to start. As mentioned before, one of the rare breaks in the loneliness is when there's talking back and forth between you and your partner, Jessica. The performance of both Roger Clark and Julia Brown in these moments are really good.
Honestly?
I couldn't help myself.
I'm already down here with nothing but a helmet light. I don't need a soundtrack.
How's that helmet working out for you?
But truth be told, the whole cast did an amazing job. This is especially true with the video recordings that can be found all around the station. Each time I listened to one of those, I really was immersed in what the person on screen was saying, even if it was just for a minute. The way the characters talk and move is just really well done. It also manages to give you a glimpse of the lifestyle in the station as well as clues about the plot.
I finally got to speak to Chris and the girls. It was good. Their smiles. Wish I could just bottle that up. I'm really looking forward to getting home back after this stint. I know that these medical logs are designed to aid our mental health, and should anyone actually monitor these things, I want you to know that as a medical officer, I concur. In theory. But in practice, I need to spend time with my family. That's what I really need. And not just watch them. I need to see them. Because that's what I'm doing right now. I'm watching them through a screen. I think these next 5 months are going to be a lot longer than I anticipated.
As mentioned in the previous pillar, all of this really reinforces the story that is being told here. Having talented actors to voice the characters in your game makes a huge difference in the immersion of the player, especially in a walking simulator like this one. This can seem obvious, but more often than not, these kind of things are taken for granted among gamers. But when you take the time to appreciate the effort that was put in every line of dialogue and every scene, it elevates the experience. Games that are lighter on gameplay components are perfect to remind us of the importance of these elements. Likewise, the last pillar, which is the animations and the look of the game, are both things that the gaming community has come to expect at a high standard. Here, the animations go hand in hand with the voice acting, which benefits them both. How your character moves, how he interacts with objects, as well as the little details are all very well implemented and make the world feel alive. The facial expressions are also quite detailed. There's just something about that Unreal tech that catches the eye. The visual effects, both inside and outside, really make you feel like you're in a space station on the surface of Mars. It feels sci-fi, but somehow grounded in reality, like it could somehow happen. This allows you to suspend your disbelief, and I'm sure the video doesn't do it justice. At the end of the day, these pillars are what works for Fort Solis, but every game stands on its own foundation. Whether it's storytelling, the voice acting, the animations, or something completely different, what is important here is to understand what are the strengths of the game you are playing and lean into them. This will make your experience a lot more enjoyable and make you discover some new things in the gaming world. And with that being said, I'm sure that you can see that even though it's a walking simulator, Fort Solis can be an amazing experience. But what did you think? Have you played Fort Solis? If not, are you considering a playthrough? If you got any insight from this video, be sure to let me know by leaving a like. I appreciate you watching up to this point, and as always, I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next part of our Odyssey.